Hey guys, Tanner here with Utility Disc Golf. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit different disc review for you. This is going to be a comparison video between all of the Signature Series fairway drivers from Discmania, the Night Strike 2, the Doombird 2, and the brand new Royal Rage. In the previous disc review that I did a couple days ago, the Royal Rage video, somebody commented that the shot trackers that were in the video were nice and informative, but they were kind of short. So I've decided to make a comparison video between all of the discs and show the shot trackers for a little bit longer and basically just do commentary over those shots. So let's get into the review and see how these discs fly compared to each other.
So let's start off this review by showing a comparison between all three of the Fairway Driver Signature Series discs from Discmania. This first throw is on a flat release, and what you want to focus on is the orange Night Strike 2 has a little bit of a turn in its flight when thrown flat. The FD2 has a nice straight flight with a consistent fade at the end, and the Doombird 2 has a nice overstable, predictable hyzer. Here I throw all the discs on a similar anhyzer angle. It's like a sky anhyzer is what I was going for, and the Night Strike 2 holds that anhyzer angle for the majority of its flight. That FD2 faded out a little bit, and then the Doombird really stabled up and wanted to finish left hard out of my hand. The FD2 is molded after the second run FDs, which is the green disc here, and the second run FDs are probably the more popular runs of FDs. They're known for their more stable flight. So if you've been looking for a fairway driver that's more stable, has more torque resistance than the stock FDs, then I would definitely check out the FD2. As you can see here on a flat release, the disc wants to hold dead straight for most of its flight and then has a nice consistent fade at the end. On a hyzer release, this one's kind of a sky slight hyzer. It's gonna go pretty much dead straight, holding the angle for the majority of its flight before having that nice consistent fade at the end. This is a really controllable disc. On an anhyzer angle, you'll see that it wants to hold that anhyzer angle for probably 50% of the flight until that low speed fade kicks in and it wants to stable up. The stability of the FD2 is nice because you can throw it for backhands and forehands. Here Brian's throwing a nice forehand, nice dead straight shot. I would compare the FD2 to like an H3 V2, a T-Bird, or maybe an Explorer if I had to. And here we're just showing you the second run FDs. If you compare these shots to the previous FD2 shot trackers, you'll see that a lot of these look very, very similar. I think Discmania did a really good job in making the FD2 fly very similar to this second run FD, which was so popular. This anhyzer angle really shows it. It holds that anhyzer angle, and then that low speed fade kicks in and it wants to dump to the left. This next set of shot trackers is going to be the Night Strike 2, the Nate Perkins Signature Series. This is a really nice hyzer flip disc in the woods. Here Brian's throwing out a nice hyzer release, kind of stands up to flat, and then has a pretty slow fade to the left. I would consider this an understable to stable disc. On a flat release here, you can see that it kind of has a little bit of a turn in the flight before that low speed fade kicks in towards the end and just kind of has a nice soft landing. And then on an anhyzer release, it holds that angle for most of its flight, and depending on how much height you put on it, it'll have that little fade kick in at the end. But for me, if I really want to commit to the anhyzer angle, the FD Night Strike 2 it's going to hold that angle. And then we got the workhorse, the FD3. This is the Doombird 2. This is the overstable version of the fairway drivers from Discmania. Very similar to a Firebird or maybe a little bit more overstable Felon. One of those discs that if you need it for a big hyzer shot or a forehand, the Doombird 2, the FD3 is a great disc to reach for. Really good for headwinds and shots that you need the disc to go from right to left for a right-handed backhand player. And then we're just going to show all three of these discs again together. Same as before. This is that flat release angle. You'll see the Night Strike 2 kind of have that little turn, the FD2 go dead straight, and the FD3 have that pretty hard fade. And then this is me throwing all three on the anhyzer angle, and you'll see that the FD holds that anhyzer line for the whole flight. The FD2 has that slight fade at the end, comes out of the anhyzer angle, and then the Doombird 3 basically finishes really hard at the end.
Alright guys, thanks for watching that review. If you have any questions about the FD, the FD2, or the FD3, please leave them down in the comment section below. If you guys want to try any of the discs that were used in the video, be sure to check out utilitydiscgolf.com. We now carry a full selection of Discmania and Prodigy discs. And until next time, stay fly. Is that good?